I heard you. Just a show of hands. How many are 17 in here? Actually 17. Okay, 1. Cool. 18 to 25? Okay. 26 to 30? Those over 30 that snuck in? Okay, cool. Cool. So we only have one 17-year-old. Cool. So I've been following Kupes from the very beginning. I've been following the activity, and it's been so amazing for me to see the groups grow from what looked like a handful to rooms such as these, hey? I've got to be honest with you that the age group 17 to 30 is not my favorite age group to actually speak to and to spend time with. This is just because I've experienced a lot of young women that just feel entitled in your age group. You have no idea how many inboxes I get with that bad English, that text English. I want a job, you know. I want a job, and not a job in a booth. I'm like, okay. No, hello, no, who are you? Are you introducing yourself? None of that. And I'm not sure where all of this entitlement comes from in a lot of our young people. And so coming here is because she's my big sister, and I love her so much, and I think that she's done an amazing, amazing job with this organization and bringing it from where it was to where it is. But wow, I'm so happy I came, right? I am so, so happy I came. You know, I don't live in Zambia. I travel a lot for work. I'm studying for a PhD. I budget time, like I literally budget time. And when I saw 8:30 to 13, I'm like, yo, that's a lot of time. But I'm so glad I invested it, really, because it feels like an investment. And before I even have the conversation with you, I'm feeling so fed, actually. I'm feeling hopeful, because being in a crowd with young women like you who are so empowered, but are also passionate about empowering others, just gives me hope, right? It gives me hope that this generation is not lost. It gives me hope that there is excitement still ahead of us for us to still see young, powerful women who know themselves, who are willing to give not just to themselves, give back to themselves, but into their communities and into their organizations. And so I'm happy to be here. I mean, the work you guys are doing, like, Norena, please, like, I wish I had 7 hats to also take off to you. I didn't even know that Kupes does so much work. I mean, it's a lot, and it's all work that's really empowering. So, first of all, give yourselves a round of applause for being here. I think it's so easy to make excuses, right? To just make excuses. Oh, so I couldn't make it. But this is really an investment in yourselves. I don't do free things, by the way. I don't do free things. Because I think that you need to have a bit of an investment into your own life before I'm actually investing my time with you. So I don't do free things. So please give Norena a round of applause for her generosity. Really, like these opportunities just don't come. They don't come. I believe that it really is like it's a divine assignment. And I typed that when I posted on my WhatsApp status, because like really, it's a divine assignment for her that she's investing all of this in you young women. And I'd encourage you to really use this opportunity. In a testimony, I don't give anything for free. I don't. So, no, really. So, really, give her a round of applause. And a big Kupes one, the one that Camilla has been telling us. Cool. So, we're going to talk about financial fitness today. Who's excited? But everybody's excited about financial fitness on this table. Who's excited about financial fitness? Cool. So there's only one 17-year-old in the room. So, which means 18 and above, everybody else is an adult, right? So who's happy about where they are financially? And it's okay if you're happy. Mm-hmm. Cool. Who's unhappy about where they are financially? God, okay. There's a lot of unhappy people in here. Okay, cool. So, this can be good news or it can be bad news for you. Whether you are happy about where you are financially or you are unhappy with where you are financially, you are responsible for where you are right now. Okay? You are responsible for where you are right now. 18 and above, it's not your parents, it's not the government, it's not your spouse, it's not my siblings, it's not my children. You are responsible. And that's an important place to start from. So if we can all stand up and say, I am responsible. Stand up. Let's say together, I am responsible. Louder, so we really feel the responsibility here. I am responsible. Great, you may sit down. There'll be a lot of exercising today, by the way. Anybody want to share how that made you feel? Yes?
Yeah, it made me feel responsible about the status where I am at in my financial status, which I'm not really happy about.
Anybody else want to share? Yeah? Oh, there's table mics. Hey. Okay, cool. Yeah, you got we heard your beautiful voice.
It made me realize,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to blame anyone.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And that's what being responsible is about, because whether you're happy or not, it's up to you. But that's always good news, because you know what? It means you can do something about it, right? It means you don't have to wait for the next person to come and give you a hand. You can do something about it. So pat yourself on the back and say, I'm responsible. Because you then can do something about it. It's up to you. It's up to you to get going. It's up to you to get into the place where you want to be. Okay? The second thing to know about your financial fitness is that no matter what your goals are, you are actually really capable of getting there. You are. And it's about how do I educate myself and how do I take the right action to get there. So number 2 of financial fitness is knowing that you are capable. So let's stand up again and say, I'm capable. Together, I am capable. I would like it much louder and with more confidence than that. Let's go. I am capable. Great. So part of your homework is going home to write 20 to 50 things that make you unique. 20 to 50 things that make you unique. This is important because when it comes to making money and to any type of professional development, actually, it's all of those qualities that make you unique, that make you a contributor, which makes you create value, and you get value when you give value, right? Right? So for the person that's always willing to give value, there's never a shortage of money. Okay. For a person that's always willing to give value, there's never a shortage of money. Never. What value you can give. So go home and write 20 to 50 things that make you unique. And sometimes with our upbringing, maybe you were teased so much about certain things and you think they're not unique. We take for granted some of the things that make us great, right? We think only school or maybe coming from a wealthy background is what will make me create value. But no, everything about you. Think about your life. And I'll give you typical examples. When I was young, I'm very loud normally. So my siblings used to make fun of me, like, oh my gosh, we can hear you from the next room. Like, you can't share a secret with her because when she's responding, everybody will hear, you know? And that always used to affect me, like, oh my gosh, okay, I think I should be less loud. I should be less loud. But you know what? I'm a public speaker, so sometimes microphone ganaifa, I can still use my voice and you can still hear me. So even the things which you might have perceived to be negative can create value for you, right? So write 20 to 50 things. And it doesn't have to be big things. It can be, I've got big eyes. Because you know what, for some work, like modeling, they might want big eyes, right? What are 20 to 50 things that make you unique? It can be your education, it can be where you came from, it could be your family lineage, it could be who you're married to. All of those things put together create value. So in thinking about your capability and how capable you are to get to whatever goal that you want, and all of us will have different financial goals, pull from your unique capabilities. I'm very energetic. Like Nshinaka. I'm extremely energetic. And so I don't take that for granted. It's a gift from God, right? Yeah. Like vitality, energy is a gift from God. I don't take it for granted. And so I invest my energy well in the things where I'm feeling like this is where I need to invest because this is where God needs me to invest. So that's something that makes me unique. I travel a lot, I do a lot of speaking, but I've got the energy. So people are like, because it's true, it's not. I actually feel like I'm happy to travel. I'm happy to travel, I get energized, you know, it helps me think better, actually, when I move from my usual environment. And so, and it's okay. I got energy. So whilst I'm young and I'm still enjoying the energy, I'll use it, right? So 20 to 50 things. And don't cop out. Don't do 5 and say, if I'm 20 to 50, because that's what creates a breakthrough for you to see that you might only be leaning on a few strengths when you can be leaning on so much more of yourself, right? You're not made with all of this to only use 2 things, okay? By the way, I came in pigtails because I wanted to look 17 as well. Now I'm going to be hanging out with my age mates. I'm 39. Yeah, I'm 39. I've got a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old. Thirdly, when it comes to financial fitness and really getting serious about your financial plan is to really understand that you're valuable. You deserve good things, no? Why shouldn't you? Why should it be for the neighbor only? Like really, what? Why wouldn't you deserve it, right? But you have to believe it. I can't stand here and tell you. You have to believe it. So the third thing is to say, I am valuable. Let's stand together and really believe it when you say it. Together, I am valuable. Louder with passion, like you really believe it. I am valuable. Because don't expect the world to value you when you don't value yourself. Okay. The world is a mirror. It's a reflection. If you don't value yourself, don't expect the world to value you. If you are not giving value, don't expect to receive value. Okay. One more time. I am valuable. With a lot more energy.
I am valuable.
Great. You may sit down. Cool. So I'm going to teach you a number of things today. I created this content 10 years ago. And it's been delivered in 21 countries at 25, maybe 27 universities now around the world. And I've lost count of the women, actually. It's mostly tailored at women, so I've lost count. Although I get a lot of men who come to the events as well. But these are the basics for financial fitness. They're the basics for how you manage your money if you want to grow your money and if you want to increase growing your money. This is what we call the personal finance triangle. It's copywritten. It's 3 things that you have to have in place to become financially fit. So there's the science of money, there's the psychology of money, and there's the art of money. So the psychology of money is really about your goals and your relationship with money. And this is the foundation. And that's why it's at the bottom of the triangle. Your personal goals and your personal relationship with money. Sometimes we are aimlessly chasing the neighbor's goals. And we wonder why we are tired. Yeah. Aimlessly chasing the neighbor's goals. If it's not your goal, you'll be exhausted. Run your own race. What do you want for yourself? Because if it's personal and it's really about you, you can focus. You can put your head down. Do you see athletes when they're running? Because the minute you're doing this, you're losing momentum. You're losing momentum. Swimmers, same thing. You're just going. The only time they might even look behind is when they hit to just check if anybody else has hit. So that is the foundation for financial fitness, is getting your psychology right around your money. Your own personal goals and your own relationship with money. The science of money is really knowing where is my money and what is it doing at all times. I'll teach you some cool financial language in the science of money. But it's about understanding where is my money and what is it doing. And the art of money is how do we put it all together? How do I put my personal goals, my relationship with money, together with knowing where my money is and what is it doing into my own game plan? So putting it all together. It's an art. It creates a beautiful picture. One that you should personally be inspired about because it's yours. I liked that exercise that you guys were doing, vision boards. That's great. Because your vision board is personal. It's about what do I want for myself and how do I move myself from where I am towards those goals. And having visuals is really good. So when there's a vision board exercise, again, I would encourage all of you to do it. We do it every year with my family at the end of the year. Every year. Every year. Towards the 27th of December, my children are restless. Like, when are we doing our vision boards? And we do individual ones and we do a family one together, where we sit and say, as a unit, what do we want for ourselves? And my kids have had everything from, I want to grow muscles, to 15 centimeters in a year. I'm just like, calm it down. 15 centimeters of height in a year. But put your vision clear. Make it clear. Know what you're running towards. Otherwise, you won't know when you get there. Right? You won't know when you get there. And you just keep moving. Aimlessly. No vision. What is your unique vision? You need to have that for yourself. So that's where we'll talk about that, putting it all together for your own game plan. So when it comes to the psychology of money, number one is, what do you actually want? Allah, if you don't know what you want, there's no help. No, seriously. The most disheartening thing for me is, because I run a number of organizations, is interviewing women, and I say, oh, salary expectation. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. Well, can you think about it now? Salary expectation. Yeah, anything. You do not know how many times I've heard that, or whatever the organization is offering. You have no idea. And you shouldn't be fearful about saying a number, whether you're shooting lower or higher. Doesn't matter, just own it. What is the number? And if they say, okay, this is a little bit beyond us, you can say, oh, I'm happy to have a conversation about it. It doesn't mean that inga wachita overshoot it yet abakanjingish. Also, you should know when you're overshooting. Like, really, you feel it personally. And this is not even a it's an actual science. If you put numbers like, okay, the least salary I want is 8, the highest I think I could get is 35. Start moving these numbers together. Pakati hapa, a number will feel right. It will feel right. You will know about the job and you will know about your capability. Pakati hapa, a number will feel right. Every job interview I've gone to, I've said the number and I was given that number. Every job interview. And if I was busy listening to people, some of my first jobs were like, but are you sure now, Shba? That's how I know what I will deliver. Not they'll give me any target, I'm going to hit it. Every number I've said, I've been given that number. But because I had a number, right? And other people who came in at similar positions were given less. Some were given more because they had their numbers. So what do you want? Start with the end in mind. What's your end goal? I will share some of my end goals with you. They're very personal, but because Ms. Norena is investing in these wonderful women. When I was starting out, some of the things that I wanted to achieve, and your goals will evolve and they will grow, right? When I was starting out, it was 2 simple things that I wanted. I wanted my children to go to the best schools so that they could be around the children of the wealthiest, so they can create their own networks different from my own. That was 1. I wanted my kids to go to the best schools. And 2, I wanted to be in a restaurant anytime and be able to eat without checking my bank balance. It used to break my heart. Like we are invited to go out, you know, all of a sudden, and then you're thinking that, yeah, they can in checking. Then number session of 20 uku, na 50 uku. Those were just 2 goals. I remember clearly, we were away on a weekend with my husband, and we sat in this, I live in Cape Town, in this little town called Hansbury. It's maybe 90 minutes out of Cape Town. And it was one of those where I was checking my bank balance, and I was so distressed. I just said, I'm tired of this SHIT. Just like, I'm tired, guys. Like, every time, budget. I just want to be able to walk in a restaurant for goodness sake and just eat a meal and walk out, not worry I'm going to break the bank. So it can be simple things like that sometimes. Sometimes you're not starting from mukutali. Sometimes it's, I just want to be able to get to the end of the month without ukukongola. How do I make money and spend my own money without ukukongola? It can be simple goals like that. I got to that goal. I create another end goal. I've got 2 children. I wanted that for each of my kids, there's a house. There's a house for each of my kids. There's a house for my husband. There's a house for me. That was like, for me with real estate, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm not trying to make sure that my children never work. They better work. I'm investing a lot of money in their education, right? Yeah, so they better work. The only thing I want is just a base. Like if I can give you a base, and I've told them, my friends, I'm paying 1 degree. You finish high school, I pay for 1 degree. Chap, you're out. Because I'm teaching them the skills that they require to be able to be independent human beings. So I'm not going to be that parent who's like, anything they want, they should be able to get. Not on me. I'm the one who's going to get what I want. I'm the one who's working. I'll travel wherever I want to go. I'll buy myself whatever I want to buy myself. They will work for themselves as well, you know. But what is your end goal, right? When I got to that end goal with my properties, and it's the next thing. The next thing is I want to invest in women. Like invest in women as in invest in women's businesses. And that's what I'm doing now. right? Because I feel like there's been so much grace in my life. I've met human beings who I can only call angels, who have supported me on my own journey. And so for me, it's about how can I be an angel for somebody else, right? Somebody else who really wants to do something for themselves. And I believe that business is such an important vehicle. And so for me, it's investing in people's businesses. You need money to grow your business. I'm happy to come on board and invest with you if it's a good business, right? Yeah. So that's my next end goal. So your goals can also evolve, because at a personal level, I'm fine. At a personal level, I'm fine. My family is fine, right? And so I move my goals from myself being able to pay for a restaurant bill to my unit being able to have a good foundation for themselves to then my community, right? I can only live in one house. You know what I mean? I can only live in one house. I don't like driving, so we actually just have one car. I don't like driving. It irritates me. So I get to work too upset. So I actually don't like driving. So my husband drives me, or I take cabs. Like, I don't like driving. So we don't need two cars. But you guys, you have money. Why don't you buy like the latest? No, it's not my goal, my friend. It's not. Na hata pressure motoka. No, like the Impala pressure motoka. We've got one car. It's a beautiful car, but we've had it for 4 years, right? We are not the type to renew for the sake of nakusaya new. Nakusaya mbia new. Nama phone ini. I want a good camera because I like selfies on my phone. But that's about it. If it's serving me, I'm fine. I'm not the type who changes phones. And South Africa, there's a big credit culture. So literally, your phone would be a year. They start offering you. They start phoning you. Do you want another one? There's the latest one that's coming. Every year. Tafimpela pressure in A5. At all. Right? And then there'll be other people who will say, is it necessary to take your kids to that school? For me, yes. That's my goal. For me, yes. And so everything I am saying here is not to create pressure for you. You need to decide what is important for you. You need to decide what your own goals are. Do your thing. I've got a friend who's an ambassador. For him, it was the thing. Like, I'm like, live your life, my friend. Right? Like, but what is your goal? You should be running your own race, create your own goals. So start with the end in mind. And don't feel intimidated. They can be small because you'll evolve as you're growing. You have to be hitting
Yeah.